I have an update for you on Biden's Syria bombing. At least 22 people were killed after President Biden orders first military strike. The attack was carried out on Iranian-backed militias. Now, they claim, they meaning the U.S. government and the Biden administration, they say, listen, we're just getting them back for what they did to us because they were attacking us in Iraq, and so we had to do this. I have an idea. The best way to not get attacked in Iraq is to not be in Iraq. If you want to protect our troops and our people in Iraq, get out of there. None of our people can die if we're not there. So, I mean, I just find it obnoxious, this argument of like, it's ridiculous that we're getting attacked in the country that we've been illegally occupying for nearly 2 decades. Maybe it's a little bit of a problem that you're illegally occupying a country for almost 2 decades. Maybe that's a problem in and of itself. Maybe you're violating U.S. law and international law on that front, and you need to pull out. And if you do pull out, you won't get attacked, and then you wouldn't do a retaliatory strike. So, I mean, that's the solution. Let's not kid ourselves. You can't say we were attacked and, oh my God, now we have to respond. So, beyond that, I already discussed this theory with you guys, but I'll float it again. Aaron Mate made this point that you had the release of the Saudi Arabia report that showed that MBS was responsible for the killing of Khashoggi. That pissed off Saudi Arabia. This move from the Biden administration might be a mea culpa, might be a sort of apology to say, hey, my bad on releasing that report. I'm still your boy. Here, I'll do what you want me to do, which is bomb Shia militias in Syria. So I think that that's a plausible theory. That might actually be what's going on in their mind. That, oh, we need to sort of pay them back because we released this report and it made them look bad. Can't have that. So let's show them we're still boys with them. You know, Saudi Arabia is still ride or die. And, okay, we're going to kill a number of people in Shia militias on the ground in Syria. Completely and utterly illegal under U.S. law and international law. It's illegal under U.S. law because Congress needs to declare war. Congress did not declare war in Syria. They did not. So it's illegal. It's illegal under international law because this actually isn't defensive in nature by any stretch of the imagination. And you're violating the sovereignty of Syria. So these are the things I need you to stop and think. If any other country acted around the world like we do, we would immediately call for regime change in that country because they have a rogue government that doesn't abide by international law. But when we do it, it's called a random Tuesday. You know? Unacceptable. And 22 people killed. Could easily be civilians, women and children. We don't know. We don't know. But to be this willy-nilly with airstrikes is unacceptable. And this is the same kind of stuff. Like Trump increased drone strikes over 400%. Civilian deaths were also increased. He kept us in Iraq. He kept us in Afghanistan. He escalated with Iran. What you have with Biden here is a continuation of the Trump policies. And I'm sorry, but I have no respect and no patience for anybody who's willing to overlook this stuff simply because it's Biden doing it. It's like the whole kids in cages thing. You go read the way this was talked about when Trump was president, and it was very clear. Kids in cages, unacceptable. You read about it under the Biden administration, and the same media outlets are saying stuff along the lines of a temporary child detention facility, and they have pictures that show like balloons and paintings on the wall, and they try to spin it as if it's more positive now, as if it's, what are we gonna do? We have to do this. We have no choice. So the way that they play with language, the way that they flip the standard is totally unacceptable. And this is one where everybody needs to line up against him. And, you know, I need to see more resistance from the Democratic base and elected representatives on stuff like this. You know, they're already pushing back on the minimum wage stuff. Good. But you got it, like Ro Khanna is out there talking about this, but very few people are really talking about this. It's almost like the bipartisan consensus is rampant imperialism. And that's unacceptable. That's not okay. That's not okay. And, come to find out, oftentimes this has a lot to do with the fact that it's Republicans and Democrats who take money from the military-industrial complex. Raytheon, Boeing, Honeywell, you name it. And, Biden's, what's his name? I'm forgetting his name. Is it Lloyd Austin or something like that? Biden's Secretary of Defense, who just took over $1 million from Raytheon. He was sitting on the board of Raytheon, and now he's the Secretary of Defense. Well, what the fuck do you think is going to happen? They're going to want to do strikes like this. They're going to want to be incredibly interventionist and imperialist in their foreign policy and neocon warhawks. That's what we're seeing here. So, unacceptable, and I think everybody would agree it's unacceptable if it was Trump doing it. Now Biden's doing it, and a lot of people are going back to sleep. I have seen on Twitter, it was infuriating seeing how some people talked about this like, this is what an adult airstrike looks like. I trust Biden's judgment, so I know that he's actually picking the right targets, and I can relax, and I have my weekends back now. Oh my God. Oh my God. It can literally be the exact same policy as Trump, but when Biden does it, people will be like, he's reasonable, so I guess it makes sense. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. These people were not some sort of direct imminent threat. If you're afraid of attacks against our people in Iraq, get the fuck out of Iraq. Why are we still there? Why are we still there? Shouldn't be there. Been there since 2003, been in Afghanistan since 2001. We've allied with warlords who have child sex slaves, and then we have the nerve to turn around and say we're doing this stuff for morality or because we're the world police? No. Not true. Total bullshit. This stuff has to stop, and it has to stop now.